The Labrador Retriever is a strongly built, medium-sized, short-coupled dog with a conformation enabling it to function as a retrieving gun dog and a stable temperament suitable for a variety of pursuits beyond the hunting environment. The breed's most distinguishing characteristics are its short, dense, weather-resistant coat, its otter tail, its clean-cut head, and its kind, friendly eyes, expressing character, intelligence, and good temperament. Above all, the Labrador Retriever must be well-balanced so that it can move in the show ring or work in the field with little or no effort. Structure and soundness are of great importance. Dogs stand 22.5 to 24.5 inches at the withers. Bitches, 21.5 to 23.5 inches. In the conformation ring, any specimen 12 months of age or older which stands more than a half inch over or under these specifications is to be disqualified. Puppies under 12 months are to be disqualified if more than a half inch over the requirements. Exception is made for puppies which measure under the prescribed height. Because it is a disqualification, judges must take responsibility for measuring any dog whose height is in question. As for weight, dogs in working condition are from 65 to 80 pounds. Bitches in working condition from 55 to 70 pounds. In proportion, the Labrador Retriever should be short-coupled. The length of body, from point of shoulder to point of rump, is equal to or slightly longer than the distance from withers to ground. In addition, the distance from the elbow to the ground should be equal to 1/2 the height at the withers. This Labrador's proportions are less than ideal. It is long and low. These are correct proportions for a Labrador. Its length is approximately equal to its height. The brisket should extend to the elbows, not perceptibly deeper. The dog should be of sufficient length to permit a straight, free, and efficient stride. Substance and bone are in proportion to the overall dog. Labradors must be shown in working condition, being well muscled without excess fat. The Labrador Retriever's head is well developed, but without exaggeration. The skull and foreface are on parallel planes and of approximately equal length. There is a moderate stop, with the brow ridges aiding in defining the stop. The brows are slightly pronounced, so that the skull is not absolutely in a straight line with the nose. The head should be clean cut and free from fleshy cheeks, with the bony structure of the skull evident in the chiseling beneath the eye. This head, long and narrow in muzzle and back skull, is incorrect, as are massive, cheeky heads. The skull is wide and may show some median line. The occipital bone is not prominent in mature dogs. Lips fall away in a curve toward the throat and are not pendulous or squared off. Jaws are powerful and free from snipiness. The muzzle neither long and narrow nor short and stubby. The nose is wide, with well-developed nostrils. It is black on black or yellow-coated dogs and brown on chocolate dogs. Although some fading of the nose color to a lighter shade is permissible, a thoroughly pink nose, or one lacking any pigmentation at all, is a disqualification. Teeth are strong and regular, meeting in a scissors bite. A level bite is acceptable, but not desirable. Full dentition is preferred. Undershot, overshot, or misaligned teeth are all serious faults, as are missing molars or premolars. Ears hang moderately close to the head and are set rather far back and somewhat low on the skull, slightly above eye level. They are in proportion to the skull and reach to the inside of the eye when pulled forward. Eyes are kind, friendly, and impart the breed's good temperament, intelligence, and alertness. They are of medium size, set well apart, and are neither protruding nor deep set. The eyes are brown in black and yellow labs with black rims, and brown or hazel in chocolates with brown rims. This dog's eyes are too light in color. Here again are the appropriate eyes, medium in size, set well apart, and brown in color. Lack of pigmentation of the eye rims is a disqualification. This dog has correct pigmentation for chocolate Labrador. Black or yellow eyes, small eyes set close together, or round prominent eyes are not typical of the breed and are undesirable. The neck should be the proper length to allow the dog to retrieve game easily. It is muscular and free from throatiness and rises strongly from the shoulders with a moderate arch. Short, thick necks or U-necks are incorrect. The shoulders are well laid back, long and sloping, forming an angle with the upper arm of about 90 degrees. Ideally, the length of the shoulder blade should equal the length of the upper arm. The forequarters should be muscular throughout, well coordinated and balanced with the hindquarters. Elbows should lie directly under the withers, and the front legs perpendicular to the ground and well under the body. Straight shoulder blades, short upper arms, or heavily muscled or loaded shoulders restrict free movement. If a plumb line is dropped from the withers to the ground, it should touch the back of the elbow. Pasterns are strong and short and slope slightly from the perpendicular line of the leg. Seen from the front, the shoulders should not appear heavily muscled or loaded, which can restrict free movement. The legs are straight, with good strong bone, consistent with the dog's overall substance. This front assembly is incorrect. The shoulders are straight. Too much bone is as undesirable as too little bone. Short-legged, heavily boned labs are not typical of the breed. Light, weedy individuals are definitely incorrect. The chest is of sufficient depth and width to allow for good heart and lung function and unrestricted movement of the forelegs. It should reach to the elbows, but not perceptibly deeper. Narrow chests, or conversely, bulldog-type chests, are incorrect. Elbows are held close to the ribs, without looseness. Tied-in elbows or being out at the elbows are both serious faults. Feet are strong and compact, with well-arched toes and well-developed pads. Dew claws may be removed. Splayed feet, hare feet, knuckling over, and feet which turn in or out are all serious faults. The Labrador's body is short-coupled, with a good spring of ribs tapering to the moderately wide chest. The brisket should extend to the elbows, not perceptibly deeper. There is a well-developed but not exaggerated forechest. Dogs lacking forechest have a distinct disadvantage in the water. The back is strong, with the top line level from withers to croup, whether standing or moving. The underline is nearly straight, with little or no tuck-up in mature dogs. The loins are short, wide, and strong, extending to the well-developed, powerful hindquarters. The tail is very thick at the base and gradually tapers to the tip. It is of medium length, extending no lower than the hock. It should be free from feathering and clothed thickly all around with the Labrador's short, dense coat, giving it the peculiar rounded appearance often described as an otter tail. The tail should be set on so as to follow the top line, whether in repose or when the dog is in motion. It may be carried gaily, but should not be curled over the back, as demonstrated by this dog. The tail should complete the overall balance of the dog, preserving a flowing line from the top of the head to its tip. Docking or otherwise altering the natural length of the tail is a disqualification. The Labrador's hindquarters are broad, muscular, and well-developed, from the hip to the hock. The angulation of the hindquarters should match that of the forequarters. Hind legs are strongly boned, with powerful, clearly defined thighs and moderate angulation. Stifles are well turned, and the hocks are short and strong. Correct angulation should be such that the hind feet are only slightly behind the point of the rump when the dog is standing normally. Overangulation, indicated by a sloping top line, is not typical of the breed and should be faulted. Seen from the rear, the hind legs are straight and parallel. The hocks are well let down and are turned neither in nor out. Cow hocks, sickle hocks, and spread hocks are all serious faults. Rear feet, like the front feet, are strong and compact, with well-arched toes and well-developed pads. The Labrador Retriever's distinctive coat is short, straight, and very dense, giving it a fairly hard feeling to the touch. A slight wave down the back is permissible. There is a soft, weather-resistant undercoat that provides protection from cold, water, and all types of terrain. The combination of a short, dense outer coat and a soft, woolly undercoat allows the Labrador Retriever to shake itself dry after retrieving game from the water. Woolly coats, soft, silky coats, and sparse, slick coats are not typical of the breed. These incorrect coats all allow water to penetrate to the skin and are to be severely penalized. As a working gun dog, the Labrador should be shown in its natural state. Excessive trimming destroys correct characteristics. Tidying is allowed, and the removal of whiskers is permitted. As for color, the Labrador's coat may be black, yellow, or chocolate. Any other color or combination of colors is a disqualification. A small white spot on the chest is permissible, but not desirable. Black labs are all black, with no markings or brindling. Blacks with brindle markings or with tan markings are to be disqualified. White hairs from aging or scarring may produce the impression of brindling, but should not be taken as such. Blacks and chocolates may develop a rusty cast when about to shed. Yellows may range from a fox-like red to a light cream, with some variation in shading on the ears, back, and underparts, which include legs, feet, and tail. Chocolates can vary in shade from light to dark chocolate. They may bleach in the summer sun. As with the black coats, brindling or tan markings disqualify. The Labrador's movement should be free and effortless. Shoulders should move freely, and the forelegs should reach forward close to the ground. The top line remains straight. Coming toward you, the forelegs should reach straight forward, with the elbows held neatly to the body and the legs forming straight lines. Going away, the rear legs should move as nearly as possible in a parallel line with the front legs. The hocks should do their full share of work, flexing well with power and strength. Above all, a Labrador should never appear labored when moving. These rear legs are cow-hocked and have no drive. This front movement is unacceptable. It is unsound and very labored. Here again is correct movement, free and effortless, indicating an ability to work in the field or in the show ring with little or no effort.